What's up guys, it's Endymion, and today I got a brand new theory with the help of one of my patrons, Fade, yet again. This time it's about the identity of the Jardaan and their plans in the Helios cluster within Andromeda. In one of my theory videos, I explained my theory believing that the Jardaan are in fact a race of synthetics that wish to understand organic life, and thus they created a network of planets that allowed them to beta test organic life in various real-life simulations with the help of Meridian and their remnant technology. I still firmly believe that this is what the Jardaan are. However, Fade has made an interesting case for another idea, and well, that's why this video now exists. The gist is that Fade proposed, what if the Jardaan weren't synthetics but were an organic race? But not just any organic race, but a race we already know about as well. And the theory suggests this: what if the Jardaan were actually a group of Prothean scientists? Let's dive deeper. As we all know, the Reapers arrive every 50,000 years to harvest all organic life so new life can exist. The Protheans were largely considered to be the greatest and most capable organic race of any before them, and it wasn't even close according to the records. The Protheans were so powerful and vast that they would invade neighboring worlds of varying technological progress and enslave the races and absorb them into the servitude of the Prothean Empire. And if they refused, well, you know what happens. And we also know the Reapers' harvest isn't immediate, and instead it actually takes hundreds of years for the Reapers to meticulously and thoroughly wipe all traces of the current cycle's organic life before the Reapers retreat into dark space. The theory suggests that what if, like the Andromeda initiative before it, the Protheans were able to escape during this catastrophe and were successfully able to reach Andromeda. But why? Well, this is where the theory begins. The Protheans clearly would be aware of what was happening to their empire back in the Milky Way, and realized that it was only a matter of time before their once proud race was going to be wiped out completely. And the Protheans were technologically advanced in such ways that they were able to create devices like the beacon in the original Mass Effect, which ultimately allowed Shepard and Saren the foresight and time to approach the Reapers' incoming harvest in different ways. As for the fact of how could the Protheans escape the Reapers during the harvest, we should all remember that this isn't impossible. The Andromeda Initiative is a clear example that it's possible, but also back in the Milky Way, there was also a planet full of Protheans that the Reapers never found. That planet was Ilos, which you visited in Mass Effect 1 near the end of the game. So now that I've established the how, let's talk about the why. Why would the Protheans go to Andromeda? The simple answer would be this: to ensure a future that sustains organic life, absolutely. The garden worlds of Andromeda are all controlled by Meridian, a massive Dyson sphere-like machine that can control the environments and more of all the planets connected to Meridian via the Jardaan's vaults, where the remnants survey and maintain. The goal of Meridian may have been a countermeasure by the Jardaan, or the Protheans in this case, to ensure that no matter where the Protheans ended up, they could, in theory, create habitable worlds for their people to ensure the legacy of the Empire would live on. Next is how Ryder interfaces with Jardaan tech, which is of course Sam, his AI. Now if the Jardaan were the Protheans, then Sam being able to communicate and control their technology would make complete sense. When you think about it, the Council race's technology is largely based on Reaper tech and any Prothean tech that they found, so it would work in harmony. Then there comes the Angara. Why would the Protheans create the Angaran then? Likely it was to fulfill the Protheans' need for slave labor, and the Angaran bodies being shelved in Meridian could have been a factory-like way of the Protheans being able to produce more Angarans so they could help their masters. Why they look the way that they do? Maybe the Angarans were raised during the Protheans' time, and the Angarans in particular proved to be a perfect slave-like labor force for the Empire. So their genetic records were kept by the Protheans that came to Andromeda so they could make more of them when they needed them. The opposition that forced out the Jardaans could have been an Angaran slave rebellion that discovered through records thought sealed away that they were clones of a dead race that existed solely as cattle for their masters. And so they rebelled in return, and the Jardaan Prothean body left behind that section of Andromeda and went elsewhere to start anew and perfect their plans. And we need to remember the Ket, which, when you think of them, are kind of like the Protheans of the Andromeda system already. They too are an empire, they're dominant, they use other races as slaves, but to add on, the Ket also literally transform others into Kets themselves to bolster their ranks. And since the Ket need to exalt others to make more Ket, if they had a cloning facility full of Angarans, well, that's a pretty convenient assembly line for future Ket, right? So to finish here, the Jardaan could be the Protheans, and the Angarans were a slave race, and Sam can interface with Meridian because it's all based on similar tech to begin with. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And remember to give Fade a follow for his help on this video. Here's his Twitter, send him a nice message if you'd like to. And if you like what you've seen and want to see more, there's a lot of stuff on my channel already. Subscribe to give my life meaning, like the video, comment what you think as well, and share if you wanna, algorithm stuff. Thanks to my patrons and thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a few days since my last video. Real life has been very busy this holiday season. I'm sure many can relate. My voice sounds scratchy, I know. It's because of work. It's so busy. I talk a lot at work because of what I do, so just that's why. Anyway, I'm gonna go play some Ruined King now, finally see Spider-Man today, and spend some time off with my dogs and just chill. Oh, I can't wait. So thanks for watching. I'm ENDYMION. I'll see you in the next one.